This week on Lagos Parliament will bring you the presentation of the year 2018 budget proposal by the Lagos Governor Akinwumi Ambode. We have details coming up. The Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode has proposed a budget of 1.046 trillion for the new fiscal year. The governor tagged the budget a budget of progress and development. This is how we begin the program today. This is Lagos Parliament. I am Abimbola Agbebi. Let's take you to the floor of the House to watch the epoch-making events.
Get closer to your legislators. See them in action as they deliberate on moving the state forward. Watch updates on weekly events, presentation of bills, passage of laws, adoption of resolutions, and many more. Also, get a chance to meet the lawmaker of the week and watch the legislators. Observe plenary in Yoruba language. Lagos Parliament, every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. on TVC News Nigeria. Lagos Parliament, bringing the legislature closer to you.
It has a size of 1 trillion, 46 billion, 121 million, 181,680 naira.
The proposed budget of 1.046 trillion presented by the Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode, the largest in the history of the state, tagged the budget of progress and development. Governor Ambode noted that the budget will principally focus on the needs of the people.
The budget will be used to consolidate on infrastructure, education, transportation, traffic management, security and health, with an added emphasis on mandatory capacity building for civil servants, alongside our medium and small micro-sized entrepreneur.
Better road network, construction of more laybys to decongest the gridlocks on Lagos roads, among others, are expected to be addressed by the budget.
This budget asks something for everyone, young and old, man or woman, including the physically challenged.
In its response, Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, vowed to support the governor in ensuring that the budget is delivered to the people.
This House will not rest on its oars in scrutinizing this budget to deliver on its promises in meeting the aspiration of the people. As usual, we are duty-bound to painstakingly look at the nitty-gritty of the budget for the purpose of transforming same for the benefit of all Lagosians.
While the projection of 1 trillion may appear ambitious, there is high optimism that the budget will achieve its set goals.
The governor had painstakingly taken all areas of need of Lagosians and packaged it in this budget. And without any out of doubt in my mind, it's going to be a successful budget. Because in 2017, it does not lay a budget. It presented a budget that the level of actualization of that budget is close to 90%, if not more. And when you have such working budget from a governor, then all he presented in any given period, you are sure that at the end of the day, you are getting reality, that the project will be on ground for you to see and actualize. It will meet the need of Lagosians.
This is the first time we're having a budget this size, 1 trillion naira. I mean, I'm excited that very, very soon, Lagos will be a Lagos where there is no power failure. In just a short period from now, Lagosians will be able to have uninterrupted power supply.
Lagos State has come a long way to show the populace of the state that we do deliver on our promises. The taxes paid is judicially expended. So people that are not paying taxes right now are simply tax evaders, and that is a crime. So if we are able to ramp up the collection, we could make a lot more than 1 trillion, 2 trillion budget. And considering the need of a state like Lagos, I think 1 trillion is conservative. So I know it's achievable with our tax collection. It's achievable by the prudency of this government. But more importantly, I'm excited by the fact that we have been able to increase the capital to recurrent expenditure of the budget. So we have a capital budget that is almost double a recurrent budget, which is exciting. That means more projects will be seen. All the money is not being used for salaries. It's being used for developmental projects that would eventually impact on the lives of every single Lagosian. So I know the budget is achievable. Our duty is to scrutinize it, to cross the T's and dot the I's, and ensure that the areas where revenue will be generated will be well cut out, and the area where expenditure will be carried out will be prudently done as well.
The capital part of the budget is 67%, while the recurrent is 33%. You know, and this sounds really good, because this is the only way development can be guaranteed. You know, well, of course, on the part of the revenue, the governor has equally proposed that about over 700 billion of this of the money to fund the budget is going to come from internally generated revenue. I think this is equally good. Those sounds ambitious to me. I would want to see the real content of the budget, because like the speaker said, we're going to really scrutinize this. I mean, the budget size is over 1 trillion naira. This is the first time this is actually happening.
Budget and Economic Planning Ministry will have really done their homework very well, but we still have to wait for the breakdown from the Commissioner for Finance to see the area where we are expecting such a huge figure from. That is, still have to give us the breakdown so that we can see what we are expecting from the IGR, from the federal transfers and the rest of it, so that we can be able to know what exactly we are looking at.
We want to start from somewhere. We are projecting Lagos to be a mega city. We want to be independent of the national grids. All this thing will consume money. So it's not over ambitious at all. It means we care for the people of Lagos, and we project ahead. Let me say this. The last budget of Alhaji Lateef Dakonde, that was 1983. That was the last budget that got to billion. There is no budget in the history of this country that ever got to billion in the Second Republic. It was that 1983 budget projection of Alhaji Lateef Dakonde that got to billions. People also said a lot of things, but you can see the clamoring, the eulogies that people are still giving to Alhaji Lateef Dakonde now. So it's a project. Budget is a projection. You have to project. Some will be raised from loans. Some will be raised from the internally generated revenue through taxpayer money and all that. Some will be through PPP. And I can assure you, we have left Egypt with our projection. What is left for us is to get to Jerusalem, and we are going to get there successfully.
We have to give it to the governor, because he's an accountant and he knows how to spend the taxpayers' money judiciously. So I gave it to him, and I drove my heart. Be expecting developmental projects, and they should be expecting a robust state coming from that dead-drum of megacity to a fantastic smart city.
It's something we all expect. If you look at the gradual improvements in the states, If you look at what has been happening in the state since 1999, you will realize that it has always gone up a bit. And 2017 budgets, we were able to maximize it, and people can see what the money was being used for. People can see the budget working for them. So for me, even without being an executive, I was expecting the budget to go up a bit. And if you look at the breakdown, the recurrent and the capital, you realize that it's a budget for capital development. It's a budget to develop Lagos, to take Lagos to the next level. So for me, it's something I was expecting, and it's something I'm very happy about.
It's a budget that will put water into the mouth of other states of federation, because 1 trillion is not a joke for a state in the federation at this economic period of a time. And once also the Lagosian, once they know that this budget is our own budget, and they do their own part of the bidding, like paying their taxes regularly, so everybody contribute their quotas. It's very, very possible. It's very, very possible. I believe it's possible.
One would have been amazed at the intendment or what is running through the mind of the governor when he thought to estimate to spend 1 trillion naira. But when you listen to his breakdown, it's quite possible, it's quite achievable. He said about 699 billion is going to be realized through internal generated revenue, and deputy funding of about 148 billion would make up for the balance. So one knows that it's achievable, it's affordable, and he has also said that the 699 billion targeted from the IGR will be achieved through improved automation on the task and rates or levies collection, and also the enhancement of the revenue generation machinery. So if all these are put in place, it is very possible that this budget will be achieved. And when it's achieved, it's going to consolidate the place of Lagos. It's going to further crystallize Lagos as the 5th largest economy in Africa, or probably even improve the loss of Lagos in the polity, in the Committee of Nations as far as Africa is concerned.
All right, sir. So what should the expectations? A lot of people have said it's ambitious. So I don't know if you will agree with that.
Yeah, I really agree that it's ambitious, very audacious, very lofty, something that one would just imagine is it achievable or not. But we have, if you look at the progression of Lagos, what we did in the first year, it was 600 something billion. The last year, it's 800 something billion, and now it's 2 trillion. So the progression has been about 200 billion each year. And if you are really to accommodate the effects or cushion the effects of the inflation, cushion the effects of the sporadic exchange rate, cushion the effects of the drop in oil prices, I think it's a good progression. Good progression.
Get closer to your legislators. See them in action as they deliberate on moving the state forward. Watch updates on weekly events, presentation of bills, passage of laws, adoption of resolutions, and many more. Also, get a chance to meet the lawmaker of the week and watch the legislators. Observe plenary in Yoruba language. Lagos Parliament, every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. on TVC News Nigeria. Lagos Parliament, bringing the legislature closer to you.
It is significant to note that our administration has not contracted any new external loan to fund our projects since assumption of office. We have only completed transactions which were already in place before we assumed office. This administration inherited external loans from various past administrations, which make up 60% of all our loans. This figure is made up of some loans that have been running since 1989, about 30 years ago, and were contracted at an average of 80 naira to $1. Today, these loans are being repaid at an average rate of 305 naira to $1, translating to 205% increase in the loan repayment rate. The state has incurred huge exchange losses on its external loans in this year, 2017. The exchange loss represents 35% of the state external loan stock due to exchange rate slump of the naira from 197 to 305 naira to $1. This is one of the side effects of an economy in recession. Irrespective of these losses, it will be inappropriate to say that Lagos State has a high debt burden when situated with the level of development and infrastructural growth enjoyed presently by the state. We are certain that the loans have continually been used for the well-being of all Lagosians. Despite the additional burden arising from the devaluation of the naira, our debt service ratio remains very strong on the back of our impressive revenue performance. The state's net debt stock of 874 billion represents just about 3% of the state's gross domestic product, while the debt service charge to revenue stands at 15.6% compared to 13% in 2016 and 12% in 2015. I am very proud to report to you that today, your state remains financially strong and the most vibrant economy in the Nigerian land space. As part of the state's commitment to fiscal sustainability, we have continued to ensure that our deficit financing of capital projects remain within the global benchmarks, and our ratings, internationally and locally, have reflected our prudent management of public finance. The year 2017 Golden Jubilee budget of 812 billion was approved and signed into law this January 2017 to fulfill the expectations and priorities of our people. As of November 2017, the 11-month period, revenue performed at 448 billion, that's 76%, compared to the full year performance of 2016, that was just 449, and then 399 in 2015. Suffice it to say that the overall budget performance stood at 74% as at November 2017, and it is projected to close at around 85% by the end of the year 2017. The state's average contribution to the national gross domestic product from 2015 to 2017 remains very strong at about 30%. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, despite our modest achievements in 2017, there's still much work ahead, and we must not relent in our efforts to give our people the best by way of continuous and efficient service delivery. Lagos has always been a trailblazer, and we must consolidate on the economic gains made so far by initiating people-friendly programs and projects that will attract more economic improvements in year 2018. It is our resolve in year 2018 to strive and complete all ongoing projects in order to meet their specified completion period and embark on new strategic projects. We intend to improve on our internally generated revenue in the face of the dwindling accruable revenue allocation from the federal government, sustain our vision on wealth creation and poverty alleviation. Year 2018 budget. The proposed budget is christened Budget of Progress and Development. It has a size of 1 trillion, 46 billion, 121 million, 181,680 naira. So 1.046 trillion. The budget will be used to consolidate on infrastructure, education, transportation, traffic management, security and health, with an added emphasis on mandatory capacity building for civil servants, all teachers in public secondary and primary schools, officers in the health service sector, and women and youth empowerment, alongside our medium and small micro-sized entrepreneurs. The proposed budget represents an increase of 28.6% over 2017 budget with the following key components. Recurrent expenditure, 347 billion. Capital expenditure, 699 billion. And the capital to recurrent ratio, 67 to 33. The estimate of total revenue for year 2018 is 897 billion, of which 720 billion will be generated internally. A total of 148 billion will be sourced through deficit financing within our medium-term expenditure framework. Our investment in new technology and the reforms put in place will galvanize the efficiency of our revenue collection from all our citizens. Mr. Speaker, we are very grateful for your leadership and continuous cooperation with the other arms of government. Honorable members, I thank you all for your support. Mr. Speaker and honorable members of this hallowed chamber, our royal fathers, my great party leaders, distinguished guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2018 in advance. Thank you for listening. It's a Siwaju Ikunleko.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I use this medium, however, to laud our party at the national level for its resoluteness and doggedness in addressing the ongoing constitutional amendment. As such, we would like to commend all the governors from southern part of Nigeria who resolved in their last meeting in Lagos to support the devolution of power and restructuring. Ditto for the southern senators for drumming support for this same cause. Without missing words, ladies and gentlemen, those who are asking for definition of restructuring are just being unfair and unfaithful. I am using this medium, therefore, to emphasize and assert that we at Lagos State House of Assembly strongly stand for restructuring and devolution of power. Once again, I thank you for coming, and I wish us all a fruitful and progressive year 2018. Ìtẹ̀síwájú ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ló jẹ́ wá lọ. Thank you very much.
Get closer to your legislators. See them in action as they deliberate on moving the state forward. Watch updates on weekly events, presentation of bills, passage of laws, adoption of resolutions, and many more. Also, get a chance to meet the lawmaker of the week and watch the legislators. Observe plenary in Yoruba language. Lagos Parliament, every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. on TVC News Nigeria. Lagos Parliament, bringing the legislature closer to you.
I am so excited. He has been promising and he has been doing it. For him to have fulfilled his promise, I think I give him a big kudos, and I'm still expecting more of, and I believe he's going to do as he said.
They will enjoy it because it's not for the rich, it's for the poor, and it's not limited to only those that are educated. It's for everybody, whether you are a carpenter, whether you are a farmer, whether you are an entrepreneur, whether you are a businesswoman, whether you are a school owner. Everybody will benefit from that. I want to admonish the executive that, apart from the fact that he has given us very romantic and has raised our hope, they should please stick closely to the ratio between the capital and recurrent expenditure. That's the only thing I will tell you. That, okay, if you are saying recurrent is going to be 33%, capital is going to be 67%, they should please stay glued to that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
according to the governor, the budget performance for the year 2017 currently stands at 74% and hopes to hit 86% by the end of the outgoing year. Now, if the words of the Lagos governor are anything to go by, then Lagos residents should begin to look forward to better days, even as the state moves to address various issues that directly affect the people in the coming year.
Get closer to your legislators. See them in action as they deliberate on moving the state forward. Watch updates on weekly events, presentation of bills, passage of laws, adoption of resolutions, and many more. Also, get a chance to meet the lawmaker of the week and watch the legislators. Observe plenary in Yoruba language. Lagos Parliament, every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. on TVC News Nigeria. Lagos Parliament, bringing the legislature closer to you.
Meanwhile, Lagos State Commissioner for Finance Akinyemi Ashade gave a sectoral breakdown of the year 2018 budget of progress and development. The commissioner said general public services got 171.623 billion, representing 16.41%. Economic affairs got 473.866 billion, which is 45.30%. Ashade breaks down the 1.046 trillion naira budget during a press briefing at Alausa.
Environmental protection, recurrent expenditure of 14 billion, capital expenditure of 40 billion, and the total expenditure, which is recurrent and capital, of about 54.6 billion, representing 5.22%. Health, recurrent expenditure of 60 billion, capital expenditure of 32 billion, and total expenditure of 92.7 billion, representing 8.86%. Education, recurrent expenditure is 86 billion. Education's capital expenditure is 40 billion. The total expenditure for education is 126 billion, representing 12.07% of the total budget.
And with that, we've come to the end of the program this week. We thank you for watching. Join us again next week for more updates on the proposed budget. To catch up with previous episodes of Lagos Parliament, log on to www.youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Abimbola Agbebi. See you next week.